Hello. Another week, another recording. I actually got the suggestion I need to be posting videos more regularly because apparently people get tired and they forget what's actually going on if you post after every week. So, yeah, we're losing all our concentration. We're forgetting what's important. And I'm not saying, you know what, I am saying this video, what I do share is quite important because I do know that this is something that has helped me. And if it can't help me, it can't help someone else out there, right? And most of what I see that I share regularly online isn't as helpful as it should be, as it can be. Either way, so this week I'm trying to, at least today, I'm going to try and keep everything as short as possible because I wasn't quite good with my time management earlier this morning, so I have to be in a bit of a rush. I go to AA meetings every Saturday, and it's the meeting is held in an SDA church in a basement. And I've been going to this meeting since January of 2021. Every single weekend. Every Saturday from 7:30 to 8:30 I go to my AA meeting. And I have found that this AA meeting not only helps me quit drinking, but it has given me a community that I can depend on. And as I have mentioned in previous episodes, that as human beings, community is what keeps us away from the worst parts of ourselves. Someone said this once, that conversation with another individual is what keeps us sane. Our thoughts left to their own fancy can lead you down dark paths. It's why you find that, at least I know in American prisons, the worst punishment that they can give someone is solitary confinement. Why is that? Why is that solitary confinement is the worst that they can give to someone? It seems right now, as a man with 2 kids, sometimes I do wish I can have some time alone, But when I talk about some time alone, at most I mean like I want 12 hours alone, But imagine being given 1 month without contact with any other human being. People start losing their minds. And the same is true of the modern world. We say we are highly connected. We have Instagram, Facebook, all these things, but are we really connected? Or are you just consuming content that seems to agree with what you believe in? Are you actually making connections? So when I go to this AA meeting, I am building a network of people that I can trust, that I trust, who trust me too. And we help each other because we have a common goal. Hey, let's just help each other stay sober, at least for this day. And every once in a while, I can be like right now, minding my own business, then I'll get a text from some guy from AA. And the message, hey, Oscar, how you doing? A random text. And most of the time, I'm okay. It's like, hey, I'm fine. How you doing? It's nothing much. But every once in a while, the text is, hey, Oscar, how you doing? And like, I needed that text because I'm going through something that I couldn't talk to someone else about. But this guy probably gets it. He might not understand the exact situation, but at least he knows. I've been able to express my worst to people in AA, so I'm not scared about talking about any other problem I have in my life. And that, I believe, is what keeps people sober. That's what keeps people coming back to the program. Now, this past weekend, there was a new member. And when he walked into the room, he was a black man, right? And I stood up and said hi, and I asked him, where are you from? And he said, I'm from Kenya. And he's a compatriot. So of course, at least not all AA meetings are the same. In our meeting, when a new individual comes, we always read step 1 from the book of steps of the 12-step program. Yes, it's just one chapter. It's 2 or 3 pages long. We just read it together as a group. And then we discuss our experience with step 1, just to give the newcomer an idea of what the program is all about. So he didn't share. Usually it's very difficult to find someone who shares in their first meeting because, it's a bit awkward. It's a bit embarrassing to end up in AA, despite AA having saved many lives and people still going to AA decades after having their last drink. People still understand that your first time in AA it's not necessarily, it doesn't feel like a good thing. Ending up in AA isn't necessarily a good thing. It means you fucked up somewhere. Either way, that's not the point. The point here is that he didn't share, he just listened humbly. And everyone welcomed him, and everyone welcomes every new member because we are happy to have someone new. And we're happy that someone has taken that first step into a meeting that, hey, I can't do this on my own, I actually need help. And everyone in this room wants to help the newcomer. And so, the meeting ended. And we leave the meeting, and usually we leave the church and we usually talk, just basic conversations. How was your week been, How were the kids? How was your school? How's your job? Whatever it is, whatever is going on in your life, right? We meet and we just converse after the meeting, right? And I left with him so I could just speak some Swahili, which is our national language back in Kenya. And I talked to him and I was like, hey, how you doing? He opened up a bit to me. And that thing about step one, my life has become unmanageable. He was able to admit that to me, right? And I could tell that the man is about to break down. And I asked him, what brought you to what made you decide to come? I mean, how did you find this meeting? And he said, Oscar, I read your article. I read your article online, and your article inspired me to come to this meeting. And you know how humbling that is? It's like, to be fair, I'm a writer. I enjoy writing. I hope to make a career out of writing. And so when I wrote this article, my initial thought wasn't necessarily how I'm going to help people with this. My initial thought is, okay, this is going to kick off my career as a writer, right? I know it is selfish, but I thought, let me just write down my honest experience with alcoholism and AA, and maybe this will kick off my career as a writer. And of course, I was told this can help people, and I was encouraged, yeah, it will, but that wasn't at the forefront of my mind. So when this guy comes in and he says, I'm here because of you and that article, it made me realize that sharing our pain is really important in life. Because you might think you're the only person going through that thing you're going through. But if you tell us what you're going through, you'll be surprised that many other people around you have been going through the same thing, but they were too frightened to reveal it to the world. And they hear you talking about it, now they come and tell you. And maybe together you try and figure out how we can solve this common problem. Right? And that's how life works. That's how development works. That's how improvement happens, right? It's like, hey, I'm really bad at math. I mean, this kid was really bad at math. And we're like, hey, maybe we need to get someone who's good at math to help us get better at math, right? As alcoholics, I'm a drunk. Oh, you're drunk too. Maybe we need to find people who are able to stop drinking so they can help us stop drinking, right? Your problem is not your own. No matter what problem you have, you are not unique. You are not unique. Other people are going through the similar thing. Is that humility? Humility is maybe realizing that you're not the only one. Whether it's your successes, you're not the only one who made $1 million. Whether it's your failings, you're not the only one who's divorced. Maybe it's your addictions, you're not the only one who's addicted to porn. There are millions of other people just like you. And you can find these people and you can help each other and you can help other people. Now with this YouTube, the goal here is to help other people. Because I have come to realize it is only through sharing what I have been through that I can impact someone else's life in a positive way. You can impact someone else's life in a positive way. We all have that power in us. No one is that much different from you. Now, if you're interested in finding this article, you'll find a link to my Linktree at the bottom of in the description, and the article is posted there. You'll find the link there. Please go and check it out. And hopefully, if this helps you, please share this to other people. If that article helps you, or you know someone it might help, please share it to those people. You know, it's a free article. I'm not making any money from this. The video is free, all my content is free. The article is free. Just share it to people. Let it help someone. Or if you don't share the article, maybe share your experience with someone else. That also works. Sometimes, like, we need each other. Addiction affects us. Addiction, like, whatever is just a habit now becomes an addiction because you're trying to keep it in the dark. You're trying to keep it in the dark. Believe me. I can tell you as a fact that my drinking got worse when I started to enjoy drinking alone. My drinking got worse when I started to enjoy drinking alone. I do believe alcohol is a bane on humanity. But at some level, there's no denying that alcohol does make you feel better about yourself. And especially in social situations, it's like, you drink some alcohol and you feel more free, more loose. The conversations flow much better, right? But it might be fine drinking with your family, with your friends every once in a while. I don't know. For me, it's not good, but for some people, I guess it is. But once you start doing it alone, in the middle of the night, you want to avoid people so you can go and drink alone, you have a problem. And it's not just with alcoholism, it's with every other substance or behavioral abuse. We can get better. So number one, if you want to check out the article, check the link below. You'll find it in the Linktree. Go to my Linktree. The link to my Linktree is below. Click on my Linktree link, go to my Linktree, and the article is posted there. And I also have a community, a Discord server called This Is a Community, which is dedicated to people suffering from addictions, just coming together and sharing the experience and maybe figuring out how we can help each other. The link to the Discord server is also down in the description. Please join and let's all serve one another. Thank you very much and have a wonderful week ahead. Goodbye.